What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. This is Stockholm Gooner, and this is the stream for Sunday's game, Arsenal versus Man City. It is the match preview and my predicted starting 11, people. And we're going to talk about the match preview and give you my predicted starting 11 for this one. Now, let me hold on a second. Basically, it's going to be a short stream. It is going to be a short stream. Let's see how long we will be streaming on this one. Now, on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff, Arsenal are welcoming Man City to the capital, right? And it's going to be 4:30 kickoff UK time, people. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a blockbuster, hopefully, on Sunday. Manchester City are a lot stronger this season. They really are a lot stronger. They have brought in a couple of players into their fold, and it will be interesting to see the way they played. I mean, they played against Manchester United the weekend that just passed, and I was watching that game, and I thought they actually played very decent. They really did play very decent. Manchester United had a couple of chances in that one, but they did not take advantage of it. Arteta versus Pep Guardiola. It is the teacher versus the former student, basically. That's what it is. And we will see what this former student has to offer, what he has to offer for this game. Now, he did have the upper hand last time we met them. I mean, last time we played against Man City, we beat them 5-1. That was last season, earlier this year, basically. And we beat them 5-1. We really did beat them 5-1. The game before that, it was a draw. It was 2-2. And the game before that, it was a draw as well. It was 0-0. It was 0-0. Now, like I said, Manchester City is a lot stronger this season compared to last season. They have brought in a couple of players. However, those players that they have brought in, the likes of Mamouche, the likes of Shirky, the likes of, what's his name, Anuri, right? Rander. Some of them are injured. Some of them are injured, and they will not be available for Sunday's game. The ones that's not gonna be available for Sunday's game from Manchester City is John Stones, Mamouche, Anuri, Sharky, right? Those players are not available for Man City, but however they should be able to perform, and they should give us a good game at the capital. Now, like I said, Man City looks a lot more stronger this season. They really do look a lot stronger. And I was watching the game when they played against Manchester United, and I thought it was a game that the Man City was waiting on Manchester United to make mistakes. They were waiting on them to make mistakes, right? And every time Manchester United made mistakes, they made them pay for it. They made them pay for it. They scored 3 goals against them. Foden scored 1 goal, and Holland grabbed 2 goals in that game, purely because of the mistakes of Manchester United. And then last night in the Champions League, they played against Napoli. Napoli went down to 10 men, and Manchester City made it look easy that game. It was 10 men against Manchester City, so therefore they won 2-0 that game. Kevin De Bruyne came back to the Etihad Stadium, and he was welcomed by the Manchester City fans, and it was brilliant to see a legend in the game to be welcomed back like that. It was beautiful to see. Now, like I said, it's going to be an interesting game, and it will be a game where it will tell us a little bit more about who is in the race for the title challenge, right? Who will be in this title challenge? We already know that the Liverpool and Arsenal are the favorites, but will it be a 3-horse race, the title challenge, right? The title race. Will it be 3-horse race? Will Manchester City be part of the title challenge? Now, it will be interesting to see. The game on Sunday is going to tell us a little bit more. If there are any gaps between Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City, we will see it on Sunday, right? and I think it's going to be a very fascinating game to watch. It really will be. Um, uh, us, on the other hand, we played on weekend against Forest. We made that one look very easy. We won against them. We beat them 3-0, right? And we played on Tuesday night in the Champions League. We traveled to Spain and we played against Atletico Bilbao, people. We played against Atletico Bilbao. And I thought that game was a game where I was expecting Arsenal to simply brush aside Athletic Bilbao. But the game turned out to be different. It was a game where we had to show how brilliant we are defensively, right? And we did not give Atletico Bilbao any sniff at our goal. It was a very good game to watch from defensive aspect of things. And I divided our team into two sections, and those two sections was basically the ones that did the defending and the ones that did the attacking. Now, the ones that did the defending was our 4 defenders at the back line together with our 3 midfielders in that midfield, who was Declan Rice, Zupermende, and Marino. And they defended very well. I mean, it was impeccable, right? Solid as a rock. One that stuck out a lot more than everybody else was our new guy, Christian Mosquera, who had a brilliant game. He has been having a brilliant game the last 3 games that he played. I mean, he only played for 3 games, and already he looks like an established defender. And I think personally that William Saliba got a competition on his hand for that position, because Mosquera is performing like he has played for Arsenal for a long time. It is unbelievable. It is great to see Mosquera performing in that way. But however, like I said, our defenders perform very well in this game. They really performed against Atletico Bilbao. Our fullbacks, Timber and Calafiore, was up and down on those wings and doing the overlaps and the underlaps for the wingers, right? And then you have Gabriel and Mosquera sitting back and sweeping up anything that came their way. It was beautiful to see, very rock solid defensively. And then you have the ones that did the attacking, which are Madueke, Essien, and Victor Gyökeres. Let's start with Madueke on the right side. Now, Madueke, he basically took on his defender every time he got the chance, and he was beating him, right? He was getting past him. But the problem was that every time he crossed the ball into the box, it was blocked by the first line. And 90%, 95%, I was going to say, 95% of the time, those crosses did not come into the box, and that was very poor for Nuno Madueke. What's the point of beating your defender and then the cross is blocked so easily by the first line, right? So he has to work on that one. He really has to work on that one. And then we have on the other side Essien, who was on the left side. Now, Essien did not go on the outside of his defender most of the times. He was drifting into the field, right? And there was too many players. There was too many players in front of him. So therefore, he has to resort to passing the ball back to the defenders, and we had to recycle the ball and start our attacking all over again. Now, that was Essien. Now, the Essien, you see, this is the thing. That was Essien's first night at the Champions League. Maybe the occasions became a little bit too much for Eberechi Eze, and it is a big deal, you know, when you haven't played in the Champions League. It is your first night at the Champions League. The pressure could become a little bit too much, you know. The occasion could become a little bit too much. But I personally think Essien is a quality player, and I have no doubt that he's going to improve and he's going to come and make things happen in the future. I really do think so. Now, that was Eberechi Eze on the left side. And then you have Victor Gyökeres. Now, Victor Gyökeres, the service to the guy was poor, right? The service to the guy was poor. He was playing as the hold-up man, and the balls was to him most of the times, and he was bringing it down and bringing our players into the game. And he was doing that very good. He was doing that very decently. He had a couple of chances, two headers especially, right? One flying header, and then the other one he was lurking at the on the 4 post, and he headed straight into the box. That ball, he should have gone for the goal. In those two occasions, he should have done a lot better. He definitely should have done a lot better with those headers. I personally think so. And then we seen in that game how our creativity was lacking in that midfield. I mean, he played Marino as that number 10 Arteta, basically. And then the creativity died. It really did die. If we had Ethan Naburi as that number 10, our creative playing would have been a lot better. Declan Rice and Zubimendi are CDMs, even though Zubimendi is brilliant on the ball, people. He really is brilliant on the ball. But however, our creativity was lacking in that game. It's going to be an issue if he's going to play like that against Manchester City, right? It's going to be a problem. So the creativity has to be sorted out for the Sunday's game. It really has to be sorted out. Otherwise, we will be in trouble. We really will be in trouble. Now, we did have super subs coming into that game, right? We did. And it was Martinelli and Trossard that came in. It was around the 60 minutes, around the 65 minutes into the game that Mikel Arteta did his substitutions, which is basically what he does most of the times, right? He waits around 60 minutes mark and then he does his substitution. That is what he usually does. And then he brought in Trossard and he brought in Martinelli. Now, when you have players that have been playing throughout the whole game and they getting tired, Martinelli is brilliant to bring in because they are tired, the defenders, and he can take them on and beat them by pace, basically. Now, our goals came from Trossard and Martinelli. They combined with each other, and we've seen a bit of a creativity from Trossard, who shipped over the defenders for the first goal and let Martinelli in to run at the goal, and he scored. He slipped the ball beneath the goalkeeper, in it went to the back of the net. It was beautiful. It was brilliant. And the second goal basically came from Martinelli taking on his defender on the left side, beating him by pace, and then cutting it back to Trossard, who took the shot. It deflected on the defender and it hit the post and went into the goal. That was our two goals at Athletic Bilbao, and it was good to see the boys doing that. And we seen a little bit of creativity from Trossard in that game, and which was brilliant. It really was a brilliant game for those two substitutions. It was super subs basically. Now, Victor Gyökeres clashed heads with Gabriel, and he was bleeding a lot when that clash happened. It was on the back of his head, and he had got a big cut on it. So the medic came in and they patched him up and put a bandage around his head. And I think for Sunday's game against Man City, he should be all right, and he should be coming back into the team. Now, for Sunday, it's going to be very interesting. Like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see what Arteta will come with, what kind of game plan he will come with. Will he play the same starting 11 he played on Tuesday night, or will he do a couple of changes? I think he's going to stick to the starting 11 that he brought in on Tuesday night, and I think he's going to set us up in a defensive mood, right? And then try to hit Manchester City on the counter attack. That's what he's going to try to do. And Guardiola is going to come out and play in Genhosen, and he's going to try to take the lead. That's what I think. So let me give you my predicted starting 11 for this game. And I think, let's go here. I think the starting 11 will be pretty much the same as it was against Athletic Bilbao. Now you have Raya in goal, and then Jurriën Timber will be as a right back, and then the question will be, will William Saliba come back and play for this game? I think personally he should not be rushed back into the team. I think Christian Mosquera is doing great so far in this team, so therefore we should keep Christian Mosquera in the defense. Gabriel next to him and Calafiore as the left back. I think that is the defenders that Mikel Arteta will go with. And then you have the midfielders, which is Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Marino. Those are the three midfielders that he's going to go with. Again, ideally, I want to see Ethan Nwariri as that number 10, but Arteta is stubborn. Sometimes he's not brave enough to bring in the youngsters into a big games like the game against Manchester City. And then up front, you do have Ebrishi Eze, and then Victor Gyökeres, and Madueke, right? Those are the players I think he's gonna come with. But personally, I would have changed this guy, Marino. I would have started Ethan Nwariri. Where is it? Ethan Nwariri. I would have done that. Now that is the starting 11 I would have come with. If he's not gonna do it, then there is another option. On the left side, on the left wing, I would have put Martinelli, right? Who's eager to go because he have seen the boys basically coming in and winning games without him. That's what he have seen. So that therefore it has brought out a bit of a fire in him, and he wants to perform, and he wants to show that he's up for the battle. Basically, that is what I think of Martinelli. That's what I think of Martinelli, basically. If he's gonna do something like this, then I would have brought in Ebrishi Eze as that number 10. That's what I would have done. In that midfield, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Eze as that number 10. And then up front, Martinelli on the left side, Madueke on the right side, and Victor Gyökeres up top. That is the starting 11 I want ideally for this game against Manchester City. That's what I want, basically. But we're not going to get that one. Because Mikel Arteta is not brave enough. So he's going to continue playing with the starting 11 that he had against Athletic Bilbao, which is Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Marino in that midfield, and the three frontmen are SCA, Victor Gyökeres, and Madueke. Those are my predicted starting 11 he's gonna come with. That's what I think, basically. I really do think so. And then I think we're gonna win this one. I really do think we're gonna win this one. I think Mikel Arteta has figured out Pep Guardiola's way of playing, and I think he's gonna get the upper hand on this one. We beat them last time we met them. It was 5-1 against them. The previous two games, it was draws. It was 2-2, and then before that it was 0-0, 0-0. So Mikel Arteta has figured out a way to get a result, either a point or the 3 points against Pep Guardiola. Now, what sort of result do I think we're going to get against Manchester City? I think it's going to become 1-0 game. It's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be 1-0 for the Gooners. I really do think so. But ideally, I want to see 3-0. That's what I want to see. Right? But I think it's going to be a tight game, and it's going to be a 1-0 game. Now, we do have a couple of players that are injured, and I want to show you those players, right? Let me go here and show you the players that are injured. And now, this is from a tweet from Arsenal Radar, and they have give us a Arsenal injury and suspension update ahead of Manchester City's clash. And this will be Ben White basically is out, they said, right? The injury is we don't know, and the return we do not know. When will he return? We do not know. And then Martin Odegaard He has the shoulder injury, and they say that he should be back for Man City game. I think it's a little bit too early for him. Let him heal up, right? And he's not really having a good form currently. He's not performing very well. So let him heal up and get that shoulder sorted out pretty much, and then come back when he's ready. And then you have Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka had the hamstring injury, and the return date is the 21st September, which is against Man City game, right? And I think he shouldn't be rushed into the team either because of the hamstring. I think he should have a couple of more days to train and see how well and how fit he becomes. And then you have Kai Havertz is injured with his knee injury, and he will be returned on the 22nd of November, which is against Spurs. And then you have Gabriel Jesus, who's out with ACL, and he should be back December, they said, the 30th of December, which is the game against Aston Villa. Those are the injured players, right? And then you have a couple of more news. I know it is the match preview. I know it is the my predicted starting 11 and all that stuff. But we do have a couple of news, and I should give you the news as well. So let's go and look at the news. And this is from AFC stuff, and they had this on their X today basically, and they said basically that Kelly Balha and Otto Melli will join Arsenal board as non-exclusive directors alongside the long-term advisor Dave Steiner. Producer and director Ben Whitstone, a season ticket holder at the club for over 30 years, will also join the board as a non-exclusive director. Josh Kroenke said, quote, "In keeping with our desire to always move forward, we have strengthened our board with some exciting additions who will bring vast experience to the club across a wide range of professions. The group know and love Arsenal and will bring different skill sets and expertise while injecting fresh thinking and energy to support us all to achieve our ambitions." That is the news basically. And also we have another one, which is basically Tim Lewis, who has stepped down from the board and has left Arsenal after 5 years with the club. Josh Kroenke said, I quote, "At this moment we would like to thank Tim for his continued dedication and commitment to Arsenal in a period of transformational change for the club. He has played a pivotal role and ensured we are in a great position to continue to deliver our strategy in our ambition to win major trophies." That is what he has said, and that is the news that I have gathered. And then you have also Richard Garlick, who has been appointed as an Arsenal chief exclusive officer with immediate effect. Josh Kroenke said, "We are delighted to promote Richie to a CEO after incredible successful period as managing director of Arsenal. Rich has made an enormous impact on all fronts as we continue to strive to win major trophies, be financially sustainable, and put our supporters at the heart of everything." That is what's going on currently with the team, people. And it will be a big game on Sunday. It will definitely be a big game on Sunday. And I think it is a game where I think we're going to get the 3 points, right? And we will see whether Man City are in this title race, basically, whether it will become 3-horse race or whether it is just a 2-horse race between Arsenal and Liverpool, people. That is the preview and my predicted starting 11 with a little bit of news, my people. And I'm going to end it there. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new around here, hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, my people. And for my regular audience, hit the like button. Thank you for tuning in. And I wish you a continued good day. Take care. Bye-bye.